Anyways, on that note, let's go live.
Oh,
Yeah.
Everybody,
hell
welcome
yeah.
to episode, I believe this is 85 of the Great Pendragon Campaign.
5.
Yeah, I had to.
Are we gonna do like a special 100th episode thing?
Well, we have to.
Yeah.
I don't know
We've
what.
gotta.
Yeah, that's no pressure.
Yeah, no pressure. At this pace, that will probably be the beginning of the tournament era. So,
Okay.
right?
And what?
Sorry, the romance period. Romance. So, who knows?
Are those two different things?
Yeah, they're different. I'll get you.
Okay.
I have to find a swan person and swan direct and send you all a gorgeous royal swan to go in your ponds. How's that sound?
Yes.
For
Our
100th
our
episode
puns,
special.
which we
Please
definitely
don't
have. Yes.
do that too.
Yeah, and
Colin has enough. Colin has enough animals in their
I
house.
have so many. They destroy my house in very measurable ways.
yeah, I feel that the ending year of Pendragon is 565, so 40 something odd years to go. So
It seems both very close and very far away.
Yeah. I try not to
It's
think
like-
about it.
more than halfway for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's,
whatever.
it's like I think. Are we gonna get like one more generation? I'd imagine.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because like
I think
30
three.
now.
Yeah, 3 seems.
3 seems. Yeah, and that means that
Oh.
our kid, our Gareth's great grandchild, or no grandchild, is
would-
going to be in their 20s at the end of the game.
You might. I don't want to jinx it. You might actually be on number 4. Depending on
Yeah,
circumstances.
that would be wild. It's already wild with like
just have none
two
of your
pieces,
characters
you know?
make it to 40. Just have them all
Okay.
go out before they. Just too many of those aging rolls rack up.
Yeah,
Well, the way I've been rolling lately,
Better
that's
to-
going to be
it's better to burn up than fade away. That's what the
YOLO.
bards say, right? Speaking of what the
you
bards
only
are
YOLO
saying,
once.
speaking of what the bards are saying, you probably are noticing we have a guest on today. Their name is Basil, longtime friend of the show, and they're coming on to play King Godwin of Wessex. So we have an exciting lineup here for the third part of the Conquest period. Let's get started. So let's talk about reporting to Arthur. So this is some weeks have passed since the events of last session. You're healed up enough to journey to Camelot. So this would be like Rodgar.
Yeah.
Aeswin.
So it literally takes 2 weeks for Aeswin to even become conscious again. And I think after that, it's going to be tough moving, but I think she'd probably be able to get to Camelot at least.
Perfect.
I'm going to stay with Aeswin until.
Yeah, of course. So yeah, you and your squires and everybody's been hanging out in Godor's castle until you're ready to go. He does not fight you the second time as you are leaving, right? But it's very, very much like cold soup kind of stay. Not a lot of room service.
Yeah,
The
that's true.
minimum hospitality is shown to you. You hear like the gate kind of like crashing behind you, and like you hear the locks and the portcullis thing go down as you all head out. So anyways, smash cut to no journeys necessary, anything like that. Arthur is finished. We're going to Camelot, right? Establishing shot, Camelot, Winchester, etc. Arthur is finishing up the last bit of his decree about the May babies that occurred a while back. Remember a bunch of babies who showed up. He's just some like legal stuff like that, and he kind of puts on a little speech or so about how his kingdom shall always be a refuge for the innocent. Those that need our protection. It is the duty of the strong to protect the weak. So these children and stuff like that are all going to be okay. So you are all going to wait for your turn to go talk to Arthur here in his court about your experience. So I guess Arthur would probably not have received word, or at least he's probably heard just like some kind of like rumors or so like that of something happening with you all. I was waiting to hear kind of what you have to bring up. So, based on your all's expression coming into Camelot, you probably aren't concocting a story to hide what had transpired, right? Or anything like that. Yeah.
I mean,
So-
Aeswin's like tied to her saddle, so I don't think it's gonna be. It would be hard to lie or obfuscate in any
Yeah.
way that something had gone down.
Right. So Arthur has that what did you do look to, a dog that has, definitely did not just eat poop, you know?
Yeah.
So will one of you care to explain to me what's going on?
Aeswin would speak up and explain that her indelicate speech as a guest of Lord Godor led to a regrettable duel, which she lost, and for which she has been humbled. I think she's going to make the issue sound settled, right?
Sure.
That she's not casting this as like, I fucked up and now there's a problem. It's, I
Yeah.
fucked up and there was a problem.
Yeah.
But now I'm fucked up and presumably the problem is resolved.
Mm.
It isn't 100% true, but I mean,
And what of you talking to Rodgar? Anything to add?
Rodgar's talking to King Arthur.
Yep.
Mm. So he gets up out from kneeling. My king, what Saraisen says is
Out with
true.
it. Come on.
Saraisen says is true, and three of us faced off against seven, and after the Gaudo bested Aeswin, I yielded because it seemed wrong to spend our lives in such a manner.
And where is my nephew?
He traveled north into I forget what part of Wales he was sitting to, but he travels
Yeah.
north. Yeah.
To the forest of Roy. And
Mhm.
Yeah. Well, there's no use punishing you. You both look punished enough. But you have tarnished my reputation, not just in the court of Sir Gardor, but of Logris. And effectively strip this kind of like verbal takedown is stripping you of 1 point of hospitality.
Both of us.
I know Uther might have called for an example. I know many of my court here probably echo those same words. Looking over to Sir Kay. No. He looks over to Lady Guinevere. No punishments will be dealt to you. You've beaten yourselves up enough already. But Pelinore. Rise, come here, Pelly. You're my aide to Cumbria. What can I do about Cawdor? You two, go in peace. And basically
how old
sit
is
here.
Pelinore? How
He's
old
old.
is Pelinore now? He's so fucking old.
68?
Wow.
He's old, yeah. He's still got it.
Of course he does.
So you have to listen to him talk to Arthur talk to Pelinore for a second. It's like, so how can peace, what should I be, is there anything I should be afraid of from Gawdor? Sire, if I may, Gawdor and I are rather I wouldn't say close, but we are close in age. We were about your age when we served under Uther. And I think it's more to do with your nephew. His defiance of court has dimmed your luster. So let me return with your nephew and Yvain as well. And I swear if I do that, God will see your strength and you have nothing to worry about from him. Pelinore is going to look to you two and be like, "Where'd you say that boy ran off again?"
Scavalon. There's
Yeah.
some forest up in there.
Right. What was he doing? Besides womanizing?
Holding that was to be some small tournament.
There's a smirk on Pelinore's face. Ah, well then I will relish kicking his ass, then dragging him back by his ear. He has a pep in his step. So
Yeah.
he's going to go kick his ass at a tournament and bring him back home.
Godspeed, Pelly.
Yeah, so he turns around and does like a nice little genuflecting kneel and just, Rodgar, you wish you had that kind of confidence, right? Where he like gets on a knee and just like kind of does like one of those arm over heart chest things. And he's like, I promise you, my liege, I see them back to you. So be over by Christmas. As he's like, walks out. You can almost imagine like a cape bustling behind him if he was that cool.
Everyone who's ever said it will be over by Christmas has been right, obviously, through history. Historically, that's always been the case.
Famously true.
It's never been wrong once.
Famously
Stop
true.
jinxing it. Stop it.
No. At this point,
When you guys do this, it makes all of us very, very stressed.
We just want you to come play where we're at,
The next scene I want to jump over to will be actually in Wessex. We are, we haven't really seen Wessex that much on screen. It's obviously the south of Britain, kind of between Cornwall and Salisbury. Bring us over to
Last time we were in Wessex was negotiating the sort of marriages with Salisbury, right? It was
a while ago.
You guys, that's where Gorthrin goes to party.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Gorthrin would have been like a little shit of a squire or something when Erwin and Gareth were doing that. Yeah.
Doing that. And then,
Oh, I have to update this add Camelot to the page so it's more prominent than Carlian, but that's fine. If we can see the game screen here for a second. Yeah. So basically the Dorset part and stuff, this is all Wessex. And some of the south ports as well. So that's sort of the context. Yeah, that I'm giving you. Pretty much the wedge between Hampshire and that road through Dorset and the Yagant County, I guess. Apologies to our Cornish viewers. That's sort of that triangular wedge is basically the Wessex where King Godwin is serving. So, you're currently entertaining Sir Gorthrin, Godwin. He has a manor of yours on the Isle of Wight, but he's also part of the Round Table. He's a prominent courtier of Salisbury. The Earl's not here, but if you can trust that anything you say to him, you could go to the Earl for sure, as well as possibly even if you wanted to, you can get a message to King Arthur, no problem. He is a giant slayer and just an absolute legend. You are obviously you have your own affairs to deal with in the kingdom, but an aide informs you that Gorthrin is going to daily mass and wants to know if you're going to be going as well.
Mass is the thing that the Christians do, right?
Yeah, that is. I imagine that's in character. Yes.
Do you know if I can do that and they won't be angry at me if I'm also not? Are we allowed to watch? Like, is this a spectator sport?
Yeah, I mean, like in an out of character way, Gorthrin's been attending mass most of his life, but he's just been present. And so who's there, who's not. It's only recently that he started taking it seriously.
Yeah, you've attended it. You've even taken the Eucharist before, but like you don't believe it, and you just the words and stuff like that, but you don't really care.
Then I think King Godwin will go to mass, and if assuming it is not actively insulting, I don't think that he will take the Eucharist, because that is not for people who aren't baptized, and he's definitely not.
Yeah. The question more is, you have your affairs of your kingdom to run. Do you really want to like waste part of the day here doing that stuff, or do you want to, continue managing your realm? You already scheduled to
It
go
is
hunting
something
with
that
Gorthrin later.
I think that it is something that fascinates Godwin. It is a minority religion within his
Yeah.
realm, but it is a large minority. And also, Gorthrin, this very famous person who was until relatively recently pagan, has chosen to switch. And so I think maybe Godwin would like to see, it's like, what interested this legend in this other religion? Why did he leave our gods and choose this one instead?
Yeah.
And so kind of observing this very personal aspect that's being expressed in a public manner.
Yeah. Cool. So then I think what we see here is like the priest of Wessex noticing, getting word that you'll be joining, kind of audibles their eulogy and like has one kind of more prepared for this kind of moment here, and kind of uses this to talk about love and marriage and kind of pressing this on you. You know what I mean? So a lot of the stories about that kind of stuff, right? And the parentage, and the raising of Jesus and how God is love, blah 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 blah. But the point here is that it's definitely trying to make you uncomfortable and kind of say like what he thinks the realm kind of needs. You know what I mean?
It succeeds, just kind of slowly sinking into the pew, going, why did I do this? Why did I do this? Why did I do this? Oh God, please let this, if it's Jesus, I will believe in Jesus forever. If you let the earth swallow me up right now, I don't want to think about this.
Yeah. Well,
King is visibly uncomfortable.
Yeah, the king is like,
test.
Smile.
I don't have a stat for you for this, but it's got to be at least 16 or 15. Just test valor for me. Like this is just basically your resolve. You know what I mean?
and I'm rolling a d20.
Yeah, and trying to get under 16.
Under 16. All right.
Yeah.
Price is Right rules. Closest without going over.
Okay. This was a question of whether or not your stoicism can be shown on your face, but no, you are definitely discomforting to, and like people could notice it. Yeah. Okay. Well, I think after there's nothing really to act or do in the church, but kind of after during the procession and everyone's kind of leaving and stuff like that, Gorthrin, you certainly noticed that there was some discomfort on the king's face. Not just that, but you can see that some of your family members, Godwin, particularly like your uncle was kind of waiting out front. The notorious pagan, kind of looking at you, being, kind of doing that kind of. How emasculating it is that you would do this, and kind of looking at you like that. It's like
Definitely shoot a stare back.
Been,
like, look, I get to do what I want. I get to do what I do.
If they were bleachers, your uncle would be under them smoking a cigarette. Like like that kind of. So, anyways.
Yeah.
Yeah. I imagine Gorthrin would want to talk to you in a little bit. So.
Yeah. I mean, Gorthrin Gorthrin really likes the King Godwin, right? Like King Godwin's younger, seems to be very like of a similar, like energetic, and
both love
not one of these brooding, vengeful types that we've dealt so much with, And so, Gorthrin makes a point whenever he visits his manor to stop in for the king, give a little gift, say hi. And would certainly approach after mass and just I'm not sure if you understand the Latin, but it can be difficult to sit through. Thank you for joining me. I appreciate it.
It was an experience. It was fascinating to me that a legend such as yourself would convert. And so I wished to, I suppose, see what all the fuss is about.
afraid mass is not the reason I converted. But there's a pageantry to it that I like.
There is.
What could
I
trouble you?
thought, just a quick question. I thought that chastity was a big thing with the Christians, but the Mass seemed a lot to be about trying to have kids and falling in love. Was I misinformed? Do I not understand what Christianity is?
I missed the first part because I pulled my earbuds out.
How dare you?
Right. I'm off with his head. I came in at having kids.
Yes, King Godwin asked us, like, I thought that Christianity was a lot about chastity and stuff, like that's one of their big things, and yet the Mass seemed to be about reproduction and marriage a lot. Like that, it was a lot of that.
Yeah, there is a bit of confusion I could see within the holy matrimony. Having children is, of course, encouraged. Outside of it, the church discourages it. Personally, I think the mess that it can cause. But yes, within marriage, children are encouraged. Gorthron has a very I don't know how much people would know about it, but he was like raised as a page in the church before becoming a knight as well. But yes, it was famously pagan until very recently.
How many kids do you have now? 7?
Yeah.
Like
He's got a lot. Yeah. He has a lot.
Yeah, no, Godwin, if Godwin knows you have 7 kids, he probably blanches a little at the thought of like, that's so many kids.
Yeah. The topic of kids comes up. He's just gonna talk. He's just gonna rave about Svideren for a bit, because she's the reason why. She very much keeps things running, and would not be able to manage any of it without her assistance. And Gorthron's both like, this was a politically arranged marriage for him, but he's come to have this newfound appreciation for her, because he's like, if I can think this way about Guinevere, maybe I can think this way about my own wife. So that's where he's at currently.
What a beautiful relationship. I hope it continues for many, many years, and that I could be blessed with something even half of that.
As do I. I do not relish a feud with her brothers. Should anything come to an ill end.
Yeah, there was a little spice in their relationship.
We've more than a few times we've rated each other's manners.
Yeah. That's just friendly rating.
Just friendly rating. Friendly just rating your in-laws.
Just knights being knights,
Just knights being knights. Yep.
Note to self, tell knights to stop being knights.
Honestly,
would like peace with Camelot to continue.
Honestly, I feel like a lot of families would have less tension if they could occasionally raid each other and with their manners, that safety valve, that letting off that steam.
Yep.
It's the purge.
We're gonna hit them in the morning.
Yeah.
They'll never know what happened. I know where the key's at. Yeah. Gorthron, he's having a good time. He's on vacation, and so seems to be on your mind, family lately. And the king Godwin is unmarried, still a bachelor, all that.
Yes.
Lots of pressure, certainly.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. As the priest's eulogy goes over. Yeah.
My uncle, my sister, the Christian priest apparently also invested in my relationships.
Lots of opinions.
It's everybody.
The land needs an heir,
Yes.
I am
You
working on
don't
it.
know that already?
I love the land. I am very invested in the land. I love Wessex. Can I marry Wessex? Could I marry the concept of Wessex? That might be nice.
Perhaps there's a way to arrange an heir through that particular marriage. Says jokingly. That is what it's about, isn't it?
You know, I never, I didn't think of this, but I probably should have passed this along because, you know, if I would have just had a little more time this week, I would have realized, anyways, suggestion rather than preface, you could definitely adopt an heir. There's a bunch of babies that just showed up.
I'm way
Earlier
ahead
this
of
year?
you. I have already.
All right,
This
you're
is
already
Bilbo
like-
move.
Okay.
Yeah.
it is on Godwin's mind where it's like the elves and fairies are just leaving babies around, so maybe I can just have one of those.
Yeah, if only
I
the land
Pick up an
provides
elf
heir.
baby.
Yeah.
Just keep leaving saucers of milk everywhere and hope that a baby
Exactly.
shows up.
As soon as Godwin heard about those babies, like the worship of the fairies and the elves went up a bit for him. He was like, okay, guys, can you just get me this? I do not want to get married. It is not for me.
The sign.
Brought his with him. Yeah. I'm still, to me, the infants are like eternally infants, kind of like.
Yeah, it's a little
In a way, it's
they
a
were
little
kind of
uneery.
they were kind of in suspended animation for a little bit. In the Avalon's time is a little different. Yeah,
Because they're
Surely.
like 3 years old, 4,
but no time passed. Yes.
no time. Oh,
yeah.
right.
Yes,
Yeah.
but
Okay.
in our time, yes, but also
Yeah, because these would have been events
it's a
like
little
5 or 6 years
it's
ago.
a little
something.
like a micro dose of like Avengers Endgame. You know, it's like people coming
Yeah.
back. So
Yeah.
yeah, so it's definitely shocking. You know, people who have moved on and then all of a sudden the kids are back, and also plenty of people who aren't there anymore. Plenty of kids to be adopted.
So we're getting out of mass. Kings
Yeah.
with Gorthrin, they're talking. There's probably a lot of people around.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. I think Gorthrin is perhaps a more private word. It's still early for me. A private environment. We could talk. We discussed hunting.
I was about to ask, would you like to go on a hunt? You are on vacation after all.
I brought my dogs.
Yeah.
that's the equivalent of golfing and bringing your own clubs.
Yeah, I like the idea. Like Gorthrin's pulling them out of the bag. Like he's like, yeah, no, I brought some dogs. It's,
Yeah.
And unlike my horses, they have names.
You don't name your horses?
No, I don't get too attached to them.
We're
Yeah,
going to name
but-
your horses. We'll name your horses on the hunt. Don't worry.
All right,
I will
let's
give
do
you
it.
some of my horses. I have
Yeah.
many and I love them.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll bring Castor and Brutus.
Yeah. I would bring a declarative note to this is that Godwin's horses are remarkable.
Nice.
They're not Andalusians, right? So I mean, obviously your horse is bigger than but I don't. You probably didn't bring your charger here.
No, I'm not bringing
like-
my war horse, but
Yeah.
I'm bringing my coursers.
Yeah. But both the coursers, actually pretty much coursers, roundseys, and chargers here. Godwin just has a very nice set of horses from that they've been preserving from the continent and stuff like that, and just a good selective breed. I didn't roll what kind of cool feature they have. If you have an idea, Basil, I would love to. Basil. No.
I mostly was looking up, either way, I was looking up names to call them. And I found 4 now, and I have their coloration. But I was going to ask you, like, what types, I guess if I could have any of them, then yes, there are probably sets of war horses and
Yeah, for sure.
all that.
But I was thinking more in terms of like if there's a creative narrative flourish to the horses that, like, for example, a fairy inclined horse we've had that was written by an elf princess had us like a star shape white pattern on their head. But like if you want them to have like a hoof or some type of color, like a coloration to them, think about it. Anything like that could mark that, this is kind of the mark of Ural's breeds that makes them such coveted horses. The point is that they're special and coveted and like hail, like notably hail, and just sort of like that paragony horse of yeah, no, that's a good horse. Good demeanor.
Yeah, I like the idea of the star mark on the head, honestly. Yeah.
Yeah, that they are descendants of a fairy horse is
Yeah.
pretty sick. I love that.
Yeah.
Nice. Yeah, and it's the descendant, and so it's like it's not always guaranteed, but like it's like kind of like a recessive thing or whatever. And it's like and then you get the couple of the horses with the stars. Yeah, it's special.
Those are my favorite ones.
Yeah. Oh, and you let Gorthrin use one for today.
Yes.
Oh, yeah. I'll tell the story of how Gorthrid sat, Erwin once caught the headpiece of a unicorn that he was chasing and hunting. He kept it and returned it to some grave somewhere. But you can just tell the story of that. But like that's
The fake unicorn.
what this reminds Gorthrin of, like that the 2 years before his father perished.
Wow.
Hell
Your
yeah.
family is truly legendary, as are you.
Thank you. I appreciate it. I find that my deeds precede me many places that I go. And there's not. There are a few places in the realm I can travel now where I'm treated as, just another night. They sort of obliquely, kind of complimenting the king's court and hospitality he's received there. It's just like just another night. No, having a good time.
Yeah. It would be.
Right.
It wouldn't be remiss to offer a friendly wager or just kind of like an honorable kind of bet, not necessarily money, on who could be the better hunter.
Yeah, let's do it.
If that's something you all are interested in.
Yeah, sure. Absolutely.
I am. Yeah, definitely. I'm absolutely interested in it.
Okay.
Yeah. Should boar, stag? What?
Stag. Let
Okay.
us go after stag.
Let's do best of 3 hunting rolls.
Okay.
Sort of simulate the
Looking up what my hunting is.
I think I gave you a number for it.
Yeah, I think I have it. I can't remember what it is. 15. Okay.
I think
You
if you
should be
click
able to click the dice button next to the skill, and it should roll for you.
Yeah, I did not tell you how the character sheet works. So thanks, Colin. Crit.
Ooh,
Okay.
Yes.
That's pretty good.
Boom. Boom.
Yeah, okay.
All right.
And then, well, all right, it's close, but
Well done.
it is the king.
Well, it is Godwin's land.
It's why do you lose, Gord? Is it home field advantage? Is that what it is, Gord?
It's home field. Listen, for one, to show up the king would be gauche.
Is that what Gorthrin tells
Even
himself?
for a round table night.
I let him win. I let Horse Boy win.
Yeah. But also, yeah, home field advantage. Yeah.
No, I mean,
This is
not. I mean, I know we're joking about this abstractly, but no, like, what do you say to the king who just, if you were a character, you definitely would have earned like at least 25 glory, beating a Knight of the Round Table, kind of known for hunting, even though it is your own land, right? But like, still, So what do you say to him, Gorthrin?
Let's see. I'm kind of curious here because proud might come into it.
Sure.
I don't think he's in a bad mood about it, but
No.
whether it sticks with him or he lets it slide off is what I'm curious about.
Yeah.
So we'll see whether.
Yeah. This is entirely your call for testing it as well, by the way. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. So Gorthrin is not. He's like, that is impressive. What a magnificent beast, and so easily and handily captured. But I would be lying if it did not rankle me that I was not able to capture or hunt such a magnificent beast myself. I don't want it to bother me. We should feast. But it does bother him. It takes him a few days to get over it.
Please don't let it bother you. It's unfair. I have been hunting in these woods longer than you, and to some degree, there must be some luck in it. Given that you have hunted giants and succeeded and I have not. like reminding Corthrin is like, no, it's one hunting. You're fine, but you're very famous. And while I know you want to be treated as just another knight, I know who you are.
Yeah. Gorthon can't escape himself no matter where he goes. Yeah. Well done.
Mm-hmm. We're not going to do a full feast or anything like that, but I do want to give you the taste of drawing some cards here. So can we just both Gorthrin and Godwin draw Godwin, let's just say 3 cards and play them. And this sort of kind of, rather than it being necessarily a feast, but it could be when you're eating or just kind of, court kind of stuff for the time being.
I do that draw. Okay. Can you let me draw a thing? 3. Okay.
Yep.
Just gonna quickly remind you, Eric, of what the hell happened last time. You're like, we won't do a full feast.
I understand. I'm playing with fire. I'm aware.
Yeah. Why are you doing this?
I know. Safeties are off. We gotta be careful here. Boasting Knights, pretty good.
How do I
Gossip?
make these larger?
Z. Z is the word that you're gonna hit. So you don't have to squint. Z brings the card to full size and lets you.
There we go. Just took it a little.
Yeah. So there's a good one.
Oh no.
What have you got?
I have not looked at all of them, but one of them is a lady is picked to lead the next formal dance and she chooses you, which for asexual Godwin is a nightmare.
Oh, that's perfect.
Yeah, and is formerly known for their lustfulness. I guess.
Ooh, is this like a visiting, like kind of like a lady from a different part of the realm that's kind of been trying to court you, that you've been trying to like not go with? Is that what that is?
I think that would be great.
Yeah, I love that too. Let me just come up with a name for her real quick. Arianwin.
Big Jeeves and Wooster vibes going on.
Yeah. So there's a lady Arianwin, and it's just maybe not a good. Maybe they are a good match, but not a good match for you. And like you don't want anything to do with it, but you might be pressured. Yeah, I don't know. So if you want to play that, you have the 3 cards. It's your choice which card you want to play.
I think that would be a great one. Also, I will say you choosing the name Arianwin is funny because it's the first name I chose for a horse in my stable. So there's also a horse named Arianwin. And I'm like,
I'm not.
I know I love Arianwin. No, not you. I didn't mean that.
Why should I change my horse's name? They were named first.
No,
I didn't know you at the time.
She tries to leverage that, though,
And she's like, "Oh, did you name it after me?" And I'm like, "No, I didn't. I didn't name it after you."
Oh,
you already like one Arianwin. You can like a second one, certainly.
Oh God, no!
Fate. Fates have decreed.
Should be able to drag your cards out onto the map.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is it working? Maybe. There we go. Oh, there it is. Okay.
There's one.
Lady in distress. Oh, we haven't seen this one before.
Yeah, I would love if we did the dance one, but it's totally your call.
I think that's yes.
Okay. So you don't have a dancing skill. How good are you at dancing? Do you want to roll for it, or do you just want to take like a 5 on it or something?
I don't think he's very good at dancing, so yeah, I will take the
Yeah, then roll a D. Let's just do a D6 plus 5 or something like that, just to see relative low skill.
All right.
Best case scenario, you're slightly better than average.
8. Yeah.
8.
Yeah. An 8. Okay. D20 under 8, or just roll a D20 and we know what we're looking for. That would be fine.
20.
So it is.
I missed it by 1.
Oh,
okay. Could have been a crit.
Geniality bonus.
Ooh.
First round of the feast.
No, it's not. We're not doing geniality. We're just doing it for the event generation.
All right. I'll stop trying to rule Slayer.
Yeah. No, I do appreciate you fighting for it, but no.
I don't want this to go well. I very much want this character to be like, oh God, why? oh, this is the worst day. I went to mass and then I accidentally beat this guy that I was trying to make happy at hunting, and now I'm dancing with this lady, and it's all bad.
Yeah. I definitely think that it's one of those things where let's see how this goes off, because I feel like the tension between you and Lady Erwin is kind of getting to a top here, and whether you can sort of like not, I don't want to say insult her, but do that thing of like, she's kind of trying to pressure you to be like, we should make something of this, and whether or not you tell her like, no, this is never going to happen, we're never ever getting back together, kind of thing, right? So let's test prudence.
Okay.
We don't have a prudence, so let's just say it's a 10. So
Okay.
this is unless there's a better skill here, maybe like pride or something like that. What do you think, Basil?
I mean, I
Right.
think
You understand what I'm trying to go for?
prudence would be it, because the main reason that Godwin, or at least the way that I'm playing him,
Yeah,
the main reason
right.
he's not constantly telling people, it's like, I don't want to do this.
Yeah.
I just don't, because he's like, he's not proud enough to throw away everything
Yeah.
about being a king and all of the traditions
Yeah. I think
of that.
There's something very cynical but accurate about the fact that like it's better for Godwin to have these suitors on the hook than to commit a yes or a no.
Yeah.
So long as there's a implicit chance that they'll fall in line, they'll give gifts, all the good things.
Yeah.
Once you say no, they go away.
Yeah. And I think Arianwin is sort of covering for you for the dance and stuff, and like during the dance, and while being led by you, but also kind of like giving you the textual stuff to what the move is, makes you look good, and does that kind of thing, like my lord, I would be happy, and sort of like ear to ear kind of thing during the I don't think they're doing like quintillions or anything like yet. I feel like it's a couple hundred years in the future, but whatever kind of square dance thing they're doing here, she mentions, I'd be happy to help serve the realm, and no, just like this, no one will know that that I can be assistance to you. You can still look great, and that's probably a little like not what you want to hear, and also all of the pressure of everything like that. Remember my family is powerful, and we have connections to art. Like they're doing like. They're really laying it on thick, and you're getting that almost like tinnitus ringing of like the pressure that's going on here. And so whether or not there's an outburst or like a dismissal, and this sort of comes to a head, was sort of the question that I wanted to get to. So yeah, let's test the one that we said.
Yep, definitely prudence. All right.
I don't know if I gave you a prudence, so let's just say it's a 10. So it's like an earnest 50-50 shot. Okay,
Thanks.
Good. So there's not a big blow up this evening, but it happens privately as she heads out, as the dance goes on, right? So there's something to talk about.
Yeah.
Cool. So
Nice.
After you tell her it's never going to happen in the feast, they have, both of you have that sort of professionalism, I guess, of they finish the dance and be like, well, then I'll be out of your face, by before sunrise, kind of thing, right? And you probably feel relieved.
Yeah, I'm very relieved. I'm like, no, you can stay the night. I'm not kicking you out, but oh, thank God. Okay, you're fine, and we're going. Okay.
Love it. Thank you. All right, Gorthrin, what did you get for us?
I got boasting knights, gossip, and people skills. People skills is a new one. I don't think I've seen this one before, and I like it because Gorthrin's been trying to like spend more time around Till's head and all, just be a more responsible landlord. But I think given where he's at, boasting knights is what I'm going to play, because he's not a very good orator, but he's got some stories.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm going to play boasting knights. This is knights nearby boast of their great deeds. Orate versus D6 knights.
One night.
One night.
Let's say
this
this
is a-
their base skill is already better than mine. Like
Well-
the lowest they could roll.
This is a more Saxony court,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Than
boasting.
normal. I was gonna say, so it's the boasting might be a little bit more formalized than and Salisbury and stuff.
Yeah. Yes. Very well. This. Yeah. Does he have to rhyme?
Yeah. Are we flighting?
Oh, he's not good at that.
No, yeah, you got to do this. All poetry, my man.
Yeah,
You
his
gotta-
compose is worse than his orate. He'll try.
Let's
He's not gonna say no.
do the boasting.
All right.
Island 11. That's
Oof. All right. Yeah.
that might have shut you out unless it's a crit.
It might, unless I get a crit. No such luck.
No.
Woof.
Not for yeah.
Ah.
He does his best, but it is not in the Saxon style at all.
Yeah.
Oh, wait. Oh. But he tells the story of the giant. He gives a first-hand account. He brought the lance, and he gives a first-hand account of riding down the mountain, stabbing the giant in the eye, and then just cutting it down.
I think it's your uncle, the marshal, who's the competitor here, and tells a story of basically trying to save a horse that turns out to be a selkie, and gets away, and everyone loves that story.
Yeah, I think that Godwin definitely also loves that story. Like
Yeah.
the
It's like
elves, fairies aspect, and like horses. It's
Yeah,
the
but-
perfect combination.
I know. It's kind of, like, and I think like there's a little bit of a commiserate. What's the word I'm looking for? Commiseratory. I don't know, like the
Commiseration.
consolation. Yeah, commiseration about it's like, hey, you're 0 for 2, but hey, it's just the home field advantage, man.
Yeah.
All this means is they have to visit more, understand our ways, buddy? Like, hey, we're happy to have you. And, if there were people taking a picture, if this was like if this was a restaurant, they'd have like your picture like on the wall of like Gorthrin, like smile, you know what I mean? The smile,
Yeah.
signing it, being like, I'm here. You know what I mean? Like you are a celebrity. And, they're just taking the opportunity to get one over a celebrity.
Certainly, yeah.
How bitter are you about this, though?
The story is what, like, Gorthrid knows he is not a public speaker, so when he agrees to do this, he's like, all right, all right, I'll give this my best shot. He's still bothered about the hunting,
Sure.
even as we're eating it. It's just like,
I love it.
yes, it is quite delicious.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Cool. So as this scene comes to a close, I believe you're going to receive a message, and this message will also reach Acewin as well, from another writer. You receive some pretty dreadful news this fall. Ulfius has passed on.
Oh no.
The Duke of Silchester. You are expected to come to the funeral, of course.
Or as he's known in the Winterborn Gunnet family, the only good person in Silchester.
Yeah, certainly.
Ulfius being one of the last of the great knights. Pelinore is another. Not that many from even like pre-Uther or like during Uther's reign.
Yeah. God, if Pelinore dies, I think we'll be out of Utherites. Roll. I can't think of like, didn't Secturian King passed?
Yeah. Pretty much that. Yeah, the stars of that age are going out.
Rough.
It is one of those weird times where we have we have 3 generations of knights out, right? You have them. You have Ural's age, right, growing up, and then you have like your Gwaines and your Vanes and everybody who are hell, even Godwin, of just like that next kind of younger generation coming through. Different world.
Godwin looking to join the round table?
Yes, Godwin is probably after getting one over on the visiting celebrity would be like, look, I know this wasn't like the ideal vacation for you. But I did technically win that bet.
Yes.
Would you like to show me up hunting with your own home field advantage. May I visit as payment for that bet?
Absolutely. We would be happy to have you at Till's Edge. We can hunt in the Modron Forest, where it's said that the ancient goddess herself still dwells.
I would absolutely love that.
Yeah.
You like see kind of light up like, yes.
Yeah, let's do it. Happy to have you. Are you coming now, or is is this sort of like, King Godwin's wanting to return to Salisbury with Gorthrin, or just like at a future date would be?
Whatever would be easiest for the storytelling of this
Future date for sure.
future date. Got it. Yeah.
Right, because I wanted to get to the funeral and the feasts and stuff for then.
Yeah.
Then you are definitely sent on your way with many, many thanks for your story and for visiting, with promise that you will always be welcome back, and I will try to treat you as just another night.
Yeah, as best you can. Yeah, I think before Gorthrin departs, he has like a bit of business isn't the right word that I think you'd use, but a bit of horse talk. I have a few Andalusians that are coming of age soon, and I think that it would be beneficial for both of us if perhaps we gifted each other some of our best stock. And he's basically offering, like, when he's going to have some Andalusians come of age next year, and would be more than happy to give some of them as a gift to the King of Wessex, or a chance at some of those special coursers in return.
Most certainly. That is, especially if you do not name your horses, they need someone who will name them, Gorthrin. You need to give a
Perhaps
horse
you can
love.
recommend me a groom and a stable master who can help with that.
No, definitely.
Love it.
Awesome. Very good.
Okay.
You get given Arion when the horse to be like, I need to forget this.
Happy, certainly happy. Most gracious.
Okay. Cool. Arthur will be attending this feast as well. This is not just for the death of Ulfius, but obviously the coronation of his youngest son, or eldest son, Ufo.
Yeah, we met them a few years ago when right before Baden Hill, right?
Yep. Ufo is not part of the round table. Kind of Godwin's age. Also current, similarly to Godwin, also looking to settle down. Especially now more than ever, that they're inheriting. So this is also going to be that kind of ceremony where Arthur's going to have to be here to coronate and say, like, by the lands and stuff like that, blah blah blah. Swear to me, like all that, all that kind of stuff, all the renewals of the fealties of things. So this is why it's going to be a 2-round feast here. I think we can get it done in 2 rounds without destroying the kingdom. We'll see. Okay. This will be a proper feast, so there will be appearance tests and all that kind of stuff.
Roughly how many weeks after getting bodied by Gondor is this?
6.
6. Okay.
Yeah, we're in like late October territory.
Okay, I think that does put me up to full then. Yep.
Perfect. All right, browse over to the feast table. Let's figure out where we're seated with appearance tests.
Let's do
yeah, Basil, I think I gave you an appearance already.
Yes.
Everyone else is doing all the orates and fashion stuff like that. Don't worry about it. Just roll appearance.
So I actually get, with a fumbled fashion, I think I'd get -1 to my appearance.
You're not.
Or is it just?
Yep.
I don't know if it has consequences on a. Wait, there's a handout. Hold on. Fumble, yeah, -1.
Are you gonna be below the salt?
We'll see.
Ooh,
Nope.
still make it.
Yep. Still near the salt. That's fine by me.
All right, so y'all are near the salt, so I'm just gonna kind of separate you all into thirds while fitting on screen. Okay, there's a bunch of coins at the bottom for our geniality. But yeah, this will be a 2-round feast. Let's see what we're eating for the first 2 rounds. Roast baby swan and meat tiles.
Meat tiles.
Can't wait to see meat tiles on Tasting History. Meat tiles.
Meat tiles.
Medieval cookery, meat tiles.
It's literally just tiles
hamburger?
of meat. It looks.
Is it literally just like a hamburger patty? Is it steamed hams? Oh no, you take cooked freshwater crayfish and remove the meat from the tails and the surplus, that is to say the shells of the body, grind for a very long time, and after that have unpeeled almonds and let them be cleaned and washed in hot water like peas, and with their skins let them be ground up. So this is
interesting, actually.
So this
like,
is
it's like a,
yeah.
You cook this meat in pig fat, and then you put it in bowls and put broth on it, and then lobster as well.
And
adding ginger and cinnamon and
clove. That's the classic medieval.
That's that cinnamon meat flavor. You don't really get much anymore outside of like.
Yo,
yeah.
No, this is amazing. This actually comes up. I watched one of the best movies I've ever seen in my life called Delicioso. It just came out. It's literally about a restaurateur right before the French Revolution, like literally 17 whatever. He gets fired from from some duke's royal kitchen and is like, I'm just gonna I'll just make an inn, and tries to cut it as an inn. But one of the things when he's working for the duke is he tastes the meat that the guy's preparing. Cinnamon. I didn't tell you what cinnamon was. It's the Middle Ages, and like slaps the guy because like just cinnamon is like that is it's good.
Nice.
Anyways, yeah, cinnamon and meat. That's a medieval classic. You don't have to hide the flavors,
Yeah,
that's like what you did back then.
This never been refrigerated.
Exactly, right? That's the
all the cinnamon,
or iced.
all the cinnamon.
Yep. Yeah, you don't have to cover for it.
Right.
Okay. Anyways,
nice. You learned something.
Cards. Yeah.
Who has highest glories?
Gorthrin
or Godwin?
Godwin does not. No, Godwin has the least amount of glory of all of you, despite being a king. You can go all around table nights. Yeah.
That's fair.
I am outclassed.
Still in his 20s, right? Didn't Godwin like 23, 24, something like that?
Oh yeah, I guess Godwin would be pretty young.
Yeah.
Got Woodball.
Oh yeah, the game.
The game.
The game of kings.
How's the wine? Courtesy.
You're asked to comment on the wine.
Yeah. Angry dogs. The host dogs bark whenever you come near. Courtesy or folklore. Kind of like that. It's kind of or another gossip. Ooh,
these are all good.
I kind of like gossip because there's like some stuff going down. I don't know how much of it would be going on at a funeral feast, but you have 4 cards. It's like how much.
Whatever you want to do.
Yeah.
Get your geniality for the round. I mean, they're all pretty good.
I think I'm going to do gossip because there could be some juicy bits about like the death of someone like the Duke Ulfius has gotta, it's just that this is a grandee of the realm.
Yeah.
Been around a long time. There's got to be something, some sort of undercurrent stuff. So I'm going to play gossip and see if I get this bonus because I still have to pass intrigue, right?
Yeah. Well, I'll tell you the immediate surface level preface, right? Ulfius was one of the best knights, hands down. People were like, he's also was renowned to be modest. During the anarchy, there definitely was like, what if we just gave it to Ulfius, man? Ulfius has just been,
I remember that,
a rock solid guy, and he turned it down. He's like, it's not for me.
Yeah.
Second of all, Silchester, basically the bulwark against the Saxons for as long as everyone's been here. No offense to Godwin. But
it wasn't until the Wessex
Baden
outflanked him that
right. Wow. But they held the line for the longest time. But after Baden Hill, what is the relevance of Silchester in the new era? Right?
Yeah.
So there's plenty to gossip about, there's plenty of that sort of pulse here.
No, did not get the gossip card. They did not fumble.
Yeah. Okay. Well, you didn't fumble it, but then you don't get to know anything more.
Plus 10 bonus to some other.
Yeah. Well, I think court here is a buzz with intrigue.
Is anyone throwing shade at King Godwin?
No. If anything, I think King Godwin's kind of being left alone.
Okay.
Yeah. Most of the attention is on UFO. And UFO is definitely doing that emceeing of the party. Even like he chafingly gives it to Arthur when when asked and stuff like that, but he's prideful for sure.
Sensing a theme with these knights around Arthur that headstrong, willful, prideful.
When you don't have
portending anything in the future, I'm sure.
No, when you don't have an anarchy to make you realize what this brings. When you're born in peace, it's different. Yeah. It's a different world.
And especially because it's like he would have been someone who watched the last 10 years of all the battles and unification and glory won from all it's not for nothing that Gorthrin has shot well past Erwin's glory total in terms of just opportunities, and then okay, well now you're of age, but all that's over. We're fine now. That's got to be a rough position to be in.
Yeah, it's very true. Okay, I got 2 host cards.
Ooh, well, I think you get to choose.
Yeah, host calls for a dance, and host calls for toast. I actually like toast, given the context that this is a funeral feast. I think UFO calling for a toast
to his father.
They'd be like, let's toast the old man.
Yep.
So I'm going to play that one. I believe everyone, all players. So
let's be honest though. This toast is very much a toast to my great father, whose all finest qualities have found themselves into me, his hair. Something like that, right? It's very much okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
His heir who has done nothing wrong ever in his life.
Is this courtesy or?
Courtesy, all players.
Courtesy. Ooh. And courtesy is the one that I've got high. Yes, it is. All right.
If Godwin doesn't
don't forget your geniality bonus of
1.
You would
you all have 1 for the round. I don't have a term for courtesy. How courtesy do you think I imagine you have a decent courtesy being a king, and the way you kind of
Yeah.
help the realm. It's not like an intrigue kind of thing. It's more of a diplomatic etiquette kind of thing. So let's say you have at least a 15. If you want to have a 16, I wouldn't stop you from that either.
I will go with the 15. I don't
Okay.
want to. I want
All
to
right.
fail as often as possible.
Fair enough. That's why. Yeah, your call.
Just have me roll for you then.
Okay.
True. That it doesn't
I
matter.
don't want to fail that often, Colin.
Okay.
It's somewhere between you and this.
Okay.
Okay.
Awesome. That's a pass. The highest is Acewin.
Yeah. Acewin has absolutely sharpened up her like being a good guest habits in the weeks since. So I don't think it's a surprise that Acewin is very gracious at the moment. But I think there's also sincerity there. Like Acewin, I don't think Acewin ever met Ulfius, but
Oh, you've certainly met Ulfius in your life. If it's not,
Oh,
it's
yeah,
never been
yeah,
on
yeah.
screen, but like you absolutely.
and been on screen. But the thing that I think the part of the toast that maybe puts her over is her describing the chess matches. Recall that Gareth and Ulfius actually used to play chess every once in a while.
Oh yeah, the play-by post.
And if we're being honest, like that's also a little bit of a political thing. Be like, oh, you are Ulfius's son, and you've got all his good qualities. Maybe you and I should be playing chess.
I think with a win, I think you're going to force his hand there a little bit.
Yeah, not a critical. So I get 2 geniality.
We all get one. Passed.
I wonder why it says the winning character gets +2 geniality, and then success is +2 geniality. But the success means that you got highest and below your skill.
I think it means just the test of the courtesy rather than the test of the competition against everyone else. So,
right, but a partial success is when you succeed but are not the highest, right? So a partial success only exists in the context of opposed rolls.
no, I see what you mean. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think the spirit of the card is that these are independent courtesy tests because you're all making the best speech you can, and then just the highest of them all is that, rather than being like a multiverses, even though it kind of is a multiverses.
Yeah.
So
Unless it's I'm
so
there's
passing,
a weird thing about that card. So
yeah, I think the way it's supposed to be read is that if you pass your courtesy test, you gain that additional geniality. But then if you also win above everyone else, you also get an additional 2 geniality.
Yeah.
So I think everyone but Gorthrin gains an additional geniality. So that's just Godwin. And then, of course, Ace, when you get +2 for winning the test. Nice.
Okay.
All right. And Basil, what did Godwin get?
I will pull these out because I've realized
Yeah.
I often listen to you guys while not watching, so I don't know how to identify a host card.
It has a little chalice at the bottom.
That was
Where are the cards?
It's
over here.
there it
Perfect.
is.
I found him.
It's an ideal wife.
Sorry.
Can't escape it.
It's great.
Can't escape it.
I mean, would UFO introduce you to Alwina, who is obvious, or what's her name? Arianwen?
Ariana again.
Is it Arianwen who has fled here and then been like, what's wrong with her? Like, and like UFO basically pressuring you to take her? Is that sort of like the gist of this, or do you want to do something completely different?
I like the idea of like having just escaped Arianwen. Now there's a new one. Like
Okay.
out of the fire.
Mecca Arianwen.
It's never ending.
The random
This
marriage
is
table +5.
Warianwa.
Yeah, roll a d20 for me, and I will add modifiers as I need to. This is probably 15. I was gonna
15.
say, all right, so yeah, so you definitely got a 30. Which means it's definitely a young daughter of at least a baron. It's probably higher. So let me roll up a random location.
That is a good match.
Let me check my notes what a 12 is. That is Bedegrain.
Where's Bedegrain?
North.
Fan.
It's
That near.
It's north of Carlion and stuff like that. It's right to the east. It's not as far as like St. Albans and all that stuff, but it's basically like the north middle, kind of like Manchester, kind of part of the.
Okay. I feel like we've been there before, but
Yeah.
that might have been in Scarith.
Bedegrain is where what's his name? Guinevere's from. That's where the round table.
Okay.
You were there.
Got it.
So this is like maybe like the Marshal's sister or something like that, right? But yeah, very, very much like here's a good match for you. But absolutely trained through all of the courses of etiquette and all of the realms, fine. It's just like Arianwin was, and you know that this is not who you want to be with. But let's see here.
But if you decline, it's -1 loyalty lord.
Yeah. So think of it this way. UFO is throwing this off to you. I think this will reflect Wessex's relationships with Selchester going forward. That's what this relationship means. So rather than Arthur, I think it would be, I don't know. I leave it open to us, especially you, Basil. Do you want this to impact a possible relationship with Arthur? Or do you think you want this to be a possible impact with Selchester? You want to keep this local, or do you want to keep, like, both of them to me sound dramatic that I can run with, no problem.
I mean,
how do you want to do it?
I think the relationship with Arthur.
Sure.
Just because with this unification, everything is getting so much bigger in a way. At once we have less violence, but also you have to think farther away, and you have to think about more than just your immediate neighbors and all of these things. So
King Godwin, Gorthrin has been talking you up a little bit. And Guinevere heard, and apparently Guinevere's nephew is like or niece is available, and and that's sort of like where it's going here. And we think that, Guinevere thinks you would make a great match. She's never wrong.
Thank you.
Winky face.
This is ideal wife, right? Like, so it's an ideal wife for Godwin.
Yeah.
Like, so
as
someone
Guinevere says it.
Someone who could be compatible with who Godwin is. Because I think, I like the idea that Gorthrin's been just a little, we don't want this to be a problem, but my friend Godwin, very, very particular what they like, what they're into. We've got to find him someone special.
I love the idea that Arthur's affected by this is a Guinevere match.
Right.
I think Godwin kind of finally seeing the pressure from not just his family and his own kingdom. And it's like, oh, my neighbors are now going like, oh, hey, you want to get married? But he's like, okay, we got to solve this issue. And it's like, yes, I would like to meet this lady, and I will be getting married.
Well, you will begin courting, right? Yeah.
You'll begin courting.
Yeah.
Oh, thank God, there's more steps.
Yeah.
Thank God.
There's a lot. Yeah, don't worry. There's plenty of bureaucracy that can happen between then and there. Okay.
Yeah, if we could just extend all the bureaucracy, all the red tape. I'm very concerned about the red tape.
Very
just tell Queen Guinevere that's very, very concerned.
Yes, important questions need to be answered.
Perfect. Gulp. There's like a literal audible gulp of
when Gorthrin was like, I gotta find you someone special, I was like, a map of Wessex.
Yeah.
That would be my own kingdom, I like my own kingdom. It's a wonderful place and I care for it very deeply. Can I just marry the land?
Marry someone who won't be there half the year because they're going somewhere. They're going to back to their home.
Perfect.
I got a host card for my next one.
Mm.
The host calls for a hunt.
Well, that's perfect.
Back on that horse. Host asks you and your friends to join them on a hunt or falconry the day after the feast. Anyone who agrees to join the hunt receives a check for falconry or hunting. Declining. I hunt is my first go-to, but I also like I can see a new up and coming noble being like the rage now is not to charge through brambles with the spear in hand on your horse, but to stand in a field and let this noble bird do your hunting for you. I think the host calls for a falconry. I think that would be fun.
Yeah, I don't think we've done falconry really.
Yeah.
Tend to
avoid it.
Does falconry? Here's a question. Does the origins of falconry, does that actually come from the continent?
I mean, I know it's like big on the steppe. That hunting by falcon and hawk, like on the steppe, is a big deal. So I don't know how it gets to medieval nobility.
I'm thinking about it in context of whether or not this would be a cultural Kimrick kind of thing, or would it be something more that like, oh yeah, like Wessex, like, you know, us, we would do this all the time. This is like a nature.
Fun fact, there is speculation from our family historian that our last name is related to falconry.
Oh yeah, that makes sense.
Yep.
Or yeah, or volcanoes.
Well, like literally that or Vulcan.
Yeah.
Because
so
inordinate number of blacksmiths, and we invented a type of table gun as well that's named after us. So like, it's not insubstantial that our family was involved in a lot of smithing.
Lucky. Here I am just being a lavender farmer. That's interesting. Well, falconers. So we'll do that at the end.
Okay.
The next day's feast. Acewin, what do we get for you?
Oh right, okay. Got some good ones. Lady flirts, always interesting. I have 2 wives, don't need it.
Yeah, are both of them here?
Absolutely.
Right.
Like I said, the concession that Acewin has made is it does not appear that she has 2 wives, but anyone who knows her knows that.
Yeah.
Slip surface here. All you can eat, not super interesting to me. The 2 that I'm looking at are Wallflower and Great Deeds. I kind of like Wallflower only because it's like.
Is it actually you and Karen?
Yeah, like I kind of like the idea of like Karen's doing what she's supposed to do and being like off to the side and
yeah, framing it that
way. After a wine or two, Acewin's like, I'm gonna go flirt with one of my wives, but Karen's like fucking chill, like it's all right. But then Great Deeds. The reason I'm leaning towards Great Deeds is because you described how boastful Ufo's being, and like maybe that's just the vibe. I cannot decide, so I'm just gonna flip a coin. Evens, Great Deeds; odds, Wallflower. Evens. All right, Great Deeds. So, several knights ask you to tell of Great Deeds. Modest versus Proud. My modest is pretty good, if I recall. So I think in the balance, I'm probably going to fuck this up somehow. Yep. All right,
don't
modest.
fix it.
You mess up a roll? Never.
That's not like me. Okay, modest
succeeds.
wins. So is just 5 extra glory.
Mm-hmm. But
Nice. And this ropes in again. Acewin is like best behavior. Not gonna get excited. Knows that the king of Wessex is here, so not gonna talk about the Battle of Alder's Gap, where their father died. Not gonna do that. Acewin's learning.
well, yeah. What is the story that you what is your other go-to story? What does Acewin look back as sort of like one of her proudest?
Not her proudest, but I think it's the story that she uses, and I think it fits well with the idea of humility here. I think she tells about her participation in the capture of King Royn, for which Gorthrin is primarily known, right?
Yep.
That was like his big moment. And Acewin retells that in a way that like she's like, I was there, I helped. And it's sort of like pushing the value of like, we support each other at this round table. It's the glory of one day is the glory of another the other day. So you shouldn't shy away from helping someone else gain their glory, because surely your day is going to come soon. Everyone, I think that's her like the like little punchline of the story is everyone has their King Royn at some day.
That's beautiful.
Hit.
Dig it. All right. What about Godwin's next turn?
So of the ones I have left.
No, you get to draw 3 new ones.
Oh, dragon. Okay, good. Thank you. Can you show them to me, please? Thank you. I have a generous host, new friends, and damaged goods. That
Which one do you want to do?
I think new friends would be good.
Cool.
Encouraging.
You throw it on the table? Like a
But,
Yu-Gi-Oh card?
Yeah.
What are the cards?
Come on. There we go.
Shazam.
Ta-da.
New friends. A knight asks to be introduced to your friends. He is alone and seeks good company.
So I guess like Godwin doesn't have too many friends here other than Gorthrin. And Gorthrin isn't an acquaintance, I guess. But yeah.
So do you
Definitely.
are you aiming for it to be Gorthrin, or would you like someone else?
Who else would it be if it is like because I know that we are neighbors, but also the history of Ulfius's realm and my realm are not the best.
It could easily be King Mark of Cornwall.
That guy.
He's a
I like
little
that,
unctuous as far as knights goes.
Is he married?
Yes.
I think it's like I would introduce to the unctuous knight king.
For sure.
Thank you.
Okay. That would be King Mark. Yeah, so he wants to he's very much about business and wealth. He is all about my horses have been great this year, and but he just wants to talk to you for as much as you can about horses and business and basically just stewardship of a realm. It's like, oh, I heard you like
Also-
I heard you like realm, like I heard you like governing or whatever, and you're just talking shop,
Yeah.
about what do you do to keep your castellans in line, how to extort more taxes, all the fun stuff that you love.
Yeah, this is perfect.
Yeah. Okay. So there are a couple events, but now let's do the hunting part. For the
All right.
wrapping up of the cards. Yeah.
Falconry. All right.
Yeah.
I just pushed my hunting up too. So Gorthrin's like, Acewin, we're going hunting, and Acewin's like, oh, I'll get my spear. And it's like, oh no, we're using falcons this time.
Falcons this time. I got a new one. I got a new peregrine.
Yep. Cut to
And it's gone.
Cut to Acewin fending off an angry falcon.
Let's see what bonus my falconer gives me.
Love it.
I do not have a falconry, so
You should have a falconry. Let's say it's a 12.
okay.
Unless you think you're better at it than a 12.
No, I think I can't be good at everything. I think 12 seems good.
Hey.
Hey,
Well,
Is that?
that's
Oh
good.
dear.
that's good.
Okay.
You
It's
want to get
the-
lower?
Yeah.
Yes. I was like, I'm pretty sure this is Simbarum rules, then that's good.
I think falconry is a courtly skill. No, it. Oh, yeah, it is. Yeah. So yeah, it is. Falconry is it's a gentle form of hunting. We're out in our best. We've got the little glove.
Oh yeah.
The little glove.
So I'm
Gotta have
asking
a
if
glove.
our geniality bonuses from the feast would apply to these rolls.
Does the hunt?
It's in the fiction, it's the next day, but it is part of the feast.
It's part of
so
the.
that's why I'm
Yeah, it
curious.
should. Actually, it should. That's a good point because it is a card from that point, so I think it should. Is the glove worn on the left hand or the right? You know,
No.
I don't.
when you hold out your arm, I
Left.
think
It's
it's your
the
left.
left.
Gotta be
It's the left.
Yeah. Okay, cool. So while we were out hunting, there's also like a bunch of other, it's Arthur and everyone else is out here hunting as well. And near the end of the hunt, you can certainly hear a little bit of a disagreement happening between Ufo and Arthur. As like everyone's kind of coming back in from the hunt, you can kind of catch into them being kind of mid conversation, where Ufo's telling Arthur's like, look, it's the principle of the matter. And Arthur's like, well, then just consider it a gift from you to me, and you're the most generous host for gifting me it. And he's like, sire, only I can say if it's a gift or not. I say to you, the woods of my childhood are not a gift. You may hunt them as you wish. They do not belong to Camelot. And
Are these they're speaking of?
basically the Camelot woods that you're hunting in, like the southern parts of Silchester that kind of border Camelot and Salisbury and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Technically, these woods are Camelot's. Well, they originally were Silchester's. Uvius kind of tacitly gave them, but never actually gave them to Arthur. And now there's kind of a sort of question of who owns these woods that you were hunting in. And Ufo is like, they're mine, dude. And Arthur's like, yeah, you could just give them to me again. He's like, I will give them when I give them. You don't just assume, He's like, but I'm your king, but also, like these are also my woods that I was born in. Like, this is you can say there's a little bit of a tension between Ufo and Arthur.
Yeah. All right. Okay.
I'm sure it's nothing.
Interesting. Surely it's nothing. But
Well, I think when Arthur like gets back to the rest of the group, like we'll talk more about this later, Ufo. He's like, oh, I'm sure we will.
All right. Okay. Because these are like those born. What are they called? They're like right on the edge near where like Boughton is, right? Like that. Is that the kind of place?
The
we're
hair.
talking
I think
about?
it might be the Harewood.
Harewood.
No, that's not right. That's firmly Salisbury territory. I have to bring out the big map.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know, it's some wood in there.
It's one of those, yeah. Because
Okay.
there's all like woods are one of those places where it's like, is it the King's Forest? Is it common wood? Is it, like
that's exactly the gist that I'm getting at, is that it's actually was never really decided since Camelot's founding what they were. Ufo was just like, I don't care, dude. You know what I mean? You're my king. Right?
Yeah.
But Ufo is like,
yeah.
Technically they're mine. And Arthur's trying to be like, yeah, but look, man, just be generous about it, right?
Yeah.
Kind of this is just
It's
Camelot
vibes of,
certainly
like,
must have a woods. Just be generous about it. And yeah.
Shit like this is why centuries later we get the Magna Carta, which goes on and on and on and on about things like fishing rights and who gets to hunt what and how exactly do we divide these
Who
things.
gets to gather the branches in this wood?
Yeah.
Man, medieval people loved laws. Just every kind of law. This seems like it could be a problem depending on the kind of person Ufo becomes. If Ufo becomes and has an outlet for his ambition, this is a nothing. But if it's like if he's stymied and just has to sit in the middle of Logris doing nothing, then he's going to be like, no, these are my woods.
Yeah.
That's my prediction for this, based on what you know about Ufo.
Definitely. Well, I like that we're speculating here because we're going to go to the winter phase now for the year. But I think the last scene that we see would probably be like Ufo kind of like disrobing near his room, like in his room and stuff, and we see like a raven like fly to the window and like turn into Morgan, and that's where we'll call it for that part. So let's talk about winter.
Year.
I love a little foreshadowing. So we're doing winter phasings. This is certainly going to apply to obviously our two main characters here.
Oh, yeah.
But there will be certainly when we get to the marriage role and stuff like that, if you wanted to do something, if you wanted to do it, then I have we can follow there's actually like a courtship test series that we can do and stuff like that for you, and
hell yeah,
or not,
Yeah,
right? So like we can do some of that stuff, and then obviously stewardship, how well your land's going is obviously going to be a huge thing that we want to investigate as well. But like your experience and your skill checks and stuff like that, don't worry about it, right?
Thank you.
All right, so let's start there.
Experience rolls.
Yeah.
Oh no.
While we're calculating what things are checked.
Just a crit. No, I need to fail.
Get over it. It sucks.
God, no. Every single fucking one.
You have a lot.
You poor bastard.
Yeah, that scans. Okay, but I do have hunting. It's got to go up. God.
Damn.
Come on, sword. Fuck you. Every single one.
You only
that
burned
2
all
weeks
your
of
20s.
unconscious really knocked it out of you, didn't it?
You burned up all your high rolls already.
This is my Edinburgh.
Audible scorn. Spiritual. Nice.
I forgot how I got it in check to indulgent, but oh, close. Orthern keeps learning more about this this British Christianity here.
Man.
Oh, come on. That's a I said I was no longer seeking mace instruction, but I was going with dancing. And Gorthron has been working on his dance moves.
Solid.
Yeah. So dancing goes up. Gorthron's had a very domestic year. I don't think he drew his sword at all this year. Right?
I don't think so.
Gorthron didn't, yeah.
I don't think so.
Hrodgar.
Yeah.
I think
Hrodgar took care of that for him.
Yeah, Hrodgar.
I was like, wait, no, that was, and then, oh no, that was Rodgar, yeah.
Yeah, Gorthon's like, you gotta be careful when you're out adventuring, and also good on you for getting those two before you got taken out. All right. I think that's it for my experience rolls.
Are we now 35? Yes.
So I have a quick
Aging.
question. In Book of the Estate, it mentions like if you hold an officer's position in a noble's court and don't go adventuring, it gives a series of checks that you could that's like represent you filling your duties that year. And so for like hunting, it's a check to hunting, which I would always get
check for. You should definitely get a check for hunting for being the Salisbury's hunter.
Yeah. And then like it has one that's just advisor, which is like it lets you check diplomacy, which is a new skill that I
don't worry.
But it's also got one for like merciful and honest, which I would like checks in because those are traits that he's trying to increase. And Gorthon was making himself of use around the county.
Yeah, I'll let you choose between the two. I feel
okay.
I'm going to hold off from letting you have both of them.
Both, certainly, yeah.
But I'll let you choose.
Okay, in that sense, I'd like merciful.
Yeah.
That is definitely. Hey, there we go. All right. Very good.
So I did the math. The year 522 Acewin should be 35. So that means she goes up to 36. I think I had it wrong because I had a 34.
You increase your age by 1 at this part of the year.
Okay, yeah. So she's now 36, which is now.
If your knight is now 35 or older, roll 2d6.
Yep.
So you would be a 5.
Fuck.
No, 5 or 9 is one attribute, right?
Yeah, 5 or 9 is 1, but 10 is.
Yeah, that's 2. Yeah. So, no loss, and then 3 strength. God damn it!
On goes down.
That sucked. Acewin's having a rough time.
Spending a year living large and not adventuring and eating a lot of really good food. So his con has gone down by 1.
Squished by a giant, killed by an angry lord. Yeah, Acewin's been a rough time.
Archie, my son, is now 10. And I believe that means he's entering the page.
Is Archie your firstborn?
Yep, no. Archie's my firstborn.
They have to.
Well, my firstborn is dead.
Right.
And then Yanto, I think, is entering the pages in a couple years. So yeah, he's only 5.
It's in generalness, your first child tends to have to be a knight no matter what.
Yeah, that's not a problem. Acewin's down with that. Okay. Now got to roll for everyone else in the family. Good. Ingrad is dead. Karen's fine. And that's all I have. The rest are just my. Oh no, hold on. God. There we go. A Downey is still a big fucking shit heel.
Yep.
So ace that.
It's good because they're either off in page programs somewhere. There's really Gorthon only has 2 children that live with him anymore. That's Glessic and Nesta, his 2 youngest.
Yeah.
I have a note. I have written a note to myself. This is not about the cutscene, but the note I've written to myself is that Gorthon is posting a bounty on ravens. And it's
That
a
makes
generous
sense.
one. Yep. Just like a tail's head anywhere around it. Like ravens, bring them in.
All right.
Morgan tried
That's
to mess with your kid.
Yeah.
Like, no.
Yep. Just like there's an open bounty. You see one, doesn't matter. Crossbow, sling, net. We'll give you a shilling or something. I don't know.
All right. Misfortune this year is going to be against an 18. So here's Basil.
Okay.
With your stewards total and your care for the land, you should be rolling this at an 18. So it's 18 versus 18 here. So misfortune for the year, a 7. Okay, so you tie, but you are slightly lower. What about the rest of y'all's stewardships?
burn.
Justice event.
No, that's after. Is it? No.
Yeah. So you beat the 7. Yeah. You have to beat a 7 in order to live as a normal knight.
Yep. I will spend up
Yeah.
to Rich Knight.
Mm-hmm. Cool. Then similarly, I guess for Basil as well. So, Basil. So Godwin has had not the best year at Wessex this year. Something maybe a disaster, some kind of trick of fate. Your silo is covered in rats or something like that. Is there something you blame this on? Is there something you want to do for next year to compensate for it, or do you just chalk it up to it being just a bad year? How does Godwin?
I mean, I think if it is something that is seemingly should have been preventable,
Yeah.
like rats and rodents getting into the grain, then he would certainly attempt to do something like we get more mousers, bring more cats in, things like that too.
It was probably one of those things that was on your docket to do, but you went with Gorthor into daily mass.
Yeah. I got to so we're blaming it on Christian mass. All right. I got
If you want, I mean, no, I'm
found a
just
match
saying,
for my wonderful horses.
I'm just saying that's the events that transpired. Would you blame it on yourself going there, or would you chalk it up? Yeah, right. How would Godwin take this misfortune? Is what I'm trying to get at.
Yeah.
Blame yourself.
Yeah. I think
Blame it as a sign.
I think he does chalk, mostly because I've made a little bit of progress on most of the things that I was meant to be doing. He does chalk this up to a bad year, and is like, we can't have another one. We got to double down and make sure we do well. But this was some bad luck this year.
Sure, that makes sense.
I should probably get on marrying this person that Guinevere thinks is a good match for me. That should be a thing I do so that I don't have a bad year again.
Okay, yeah, that tracks.
Yeah.
Okay, let's finish up the economic stuff. So for Till's Head, you're just going to pay the 12. We have spouse industry to test.
Yeah.
And
All
got
right.
it. Same thing, paying the 12.
Look at that. Alwina, after 12 years of marriage, is starting to reliably
Dividends.
do stuff.
I should bring us over to the game screen so you see what I'm doing. Okay. Improvement expenses are the same from last year. Improvement income, we just have the variable.
Yeah.
Yep.
Hey, I got my extra.
Hey, nice. Both of you did, so that's good.
Who's also spending on a vault?
You're buying a vault?
Yeah, last year he started last winter phase. He was going to buy a vault.
Oh, I didn't write that down. Okay. Roll a d20.
I think there was a couple of things that we had to cut off that I didn't quite get to, but yeah.
Okay, cool.
There's like 4, and it basically
finished.
it's like it's your wealth is secure.
Yeah, no problem. And the thing I was testing is to make sure that it gets completed this year. It's like a 5% chance that it doesn't.
Yeah. Sweet.
Uh,
And then he kills all the workers.
He seals them in there, just like a
right. Yeah. Binds their ghost to the walls.
two questions somewhat related. One, I have that we talked about a graveyard for my peasants, remember?
Yeah.
Mechanically I have written down plus graveyard bonus scales with misfortune. But I did not write down what that means.
I'm pretty sure I promised to give you some kind of deliverable where it's proportional to the misfortune, where it's like,
Yes.
When things are more bad luck, it gets a bonus. It gives you a better bonus.
Right. Okay.
I think it's something to do with the level of misfortune, and I think from a. I honestly do not remember what it should be though.
No worries.
I vaguely remember this conversation though. But
yeah, and thankfully we have videos. We can just go back and look. But
yeah, I'll have to go back and look for it. I'm so sorry, I don't remember.
It's all right.
Knows right now. Yeah, I couldn't tell you.
Okay. Improvements. I'm gonna probably try and build something at some point.
Sure. You're currently sitting at about 150 gold.
Yeah, I can.
Gorthrin, you're chilling at 372.
I no longer have. Do I still have the toll that I'm allowed to gather, or did I lose that?
No, I've been adding that in.
The tax charter. Okay, yeah. I still do have.
Yeah, that's just a fixed improvement income.
Yeah. See, I don't wanna be a follow the leader here and make a vineyard, but that does also have
it doesn't take long before it starts earning you quite a bit. Like if there's 4 years where it's a net loss, 4 years where it's 0, and then it starts earning income.
Okay, I'm just gonna earmark. I think I want to start a vineyard or an orchard. So charge me for the vineyard rather than the orchard, and I'll look up to see why I wanted to do an orchard. I remember. I'm not going to look it up now, but one of the two. I'm doing some agriculture this year.
Okay.
Yeah, spending on Till's Head is spent I'd like to spend like 20 to just make life better for the people of Till's Head. We're going to whitewash the walls, new thatching on the roofs,
lower the hate. Yeah.
I'm going to build a new
Panera. They love their Paneras.
All that stuff. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. There's a lot of ways, but they're just like, he wants to do just improvements. And fictionally he's making the town a nicer place to live. And hires a proper sergeant for the guards at the gate so that they're not, so.
Acewin was talking about the success of Eggfest 521, given Gorthrin some advice.
Yeah.
Eggfest.
Okay. Then that gives me a finished result here of 3. Going to cost. I assume that's going to cost about 10.
I was willing to spend like 20, like just to go all out.
The problem is you can't in like 1 year. Like the idea is
understood. Yeah,
you can do this
Not
for
that many
multiple
people around.
years. Yeah, you can do it for
not that
multiple
many
years,
people.
but the idea is like you can't just like overhaul your entire city in 1 year. You know?
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah,
That does make sense.
I think there's, let's say there's 60 gold worth of, or 6 times you can ring that bell, or I mean, actually you can probably do as many times as you has hatred, right? It reduces it by 1.
Like
10
yeah.
reduces it by 1, or I don't know, maybe 2. What seems reasonable?
Book of the Manor has it 10 Libra for 1 reduction.
Yeah, 10 to 1. Okay, that's
10 to 1.
That's why I thought that's why I thought it was. But
that's
yeah.
pretty expensive. But,
I know.
I think it fits. Yeah.
Okay.
I've done it a couple times. It's good for exactly what it does. Makes them hate you a little less.
Well, it's all, to me also, it's like,
Infrastructure.
first off, everybody knows Gorthram's loaded. And not just loaded, but is owed favors and all this other stuff, you know, and the abstraction of Libra. But like, this is also how Gorthram is like, this is how we're going to make it better. Like, we're going to make life better here. This is all supposed to trickle down, as it were. This is part of the trickle.
You know,
enjoy it, peasants.
You know, I can to bring it back a second. I completely forgot to ask for justice rolls.
I thought that was next.
No, that's totally supposed to factor in before you roll the stewardship test.
Whoops.
But that's fine.
Sorry.
Let's just have a normal justice event anyways for all 3 of us, just because they're good.
Yeah,
they're good stuff.
So this justice event's for Gorthram. A passionate tradesman about a dog or 2.
this is Gorthram is not going to be just on this. This is about dogs.
Yep.
And they're passionate. It's poor widow.
Love it.
This poor widow is getting swindled by a tradesman for their hunting dogs or something.
Oh, wait.
Would you just be arbitrary about making sure the poor widow keeps their dogs no matter the circumstances?
Gorthram is trying. He is trying. We'll see whether or not he succeeds, but his intent is to be just.
Okay, so then test justice for us. Hey,
Big 2. There we go.
Good stuff. All right, Ace wins justice event. A convincing rich farmer who offers you 2 Libram to settle for him. That's enough to buy a knight. Wow. So there's another farmer. More dogs.
So many dogs.
Yeah. My mother's been breeding these dogs on the down low and wants compensation now from the man what actually owns the dogs. I love it.
Oh no. Okay. Well, that's a fumble.
All right. Yeah, that's a fumble.
Does that reduce
I
your
was due for one this session, so
yeah, it's true. That reduces your justice by 1, right?
does it? I thought it makes them hate me.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, no, it just
Yeah.
makes them. It just raises your hate. Okay. Well, I get to add that for next year, and then note. Which then goes against your concern. But we'll track that for next year. Because I got to circle back with you about the orchard and stuff, anyways. So that's just, hey, what's another thing?
Yeah. One of my retainers shows up at Till's head with some dogs and a note being like, I sincerely do not give a fuck about whatever these peasants were talking about. Take the dogs. The only thing I'm sure of is none of my peasants should ever be allowed to have dogs again, ever.
No dogs.
No dogs. No dogs in Winterborn Gunnet anymore.
We have no ravens and no dogs.
Yeah.
Awesome. Then I think, lastly, but certainly not least, let's see the justice event for Wessex.
Boy.
An
There's
unconvincing.
no dogs.
No. Oh, you have to deal with an a verbal exchange, of verbal insults between farmers in Wessex. this past year.
Is this about the bad year, right?
Yeah.
Had bad harvests, and like the ones like we need help, and the others like nah, just give me his farm. Here's 2 Libra. Give me his farm. He doesn't know how to run it.
Oh,
How
dear.
does Godwin manage their realm?
I think they would try to be just on this.
Okay.
I would prefer for these people to like me rather than to take the 2 Libra from this.
Fair.
That's probably Jane coloring this character because they're Basil covering this character, but don't fuck bribery.
Okay. Then do you have a just stat? I think I gave you one.
I do not.
Okay. Do you want to leave it up to the dice and roll a d20 to see what it is, or do you
yeah.
want to take like a 10 or something?
Let's see. Let's see if I'm.
Okay.
Oh, I'm not just. Never.
Okay.
Oh,
So
I should have taken the 2 Libra.
All right. No. So now you roll a d20 to see if you get under an 8.
Oh
An
boy.
8 is your just stat. So let's see if you.
I don't.
Okay. Yep.
I fail this.
The convincing farmer swindles you and gets one over on you. And now that other farmer is destitute and is mad at you, raising the hatred of Wessex by 1. But that's okay. The thing you care most about. Sometimes the dice are cruel.
Now I'm truly depressed. Truly just got on very like, no, my lady love.
Which we will be getting to.
No, not that one. Wessex.
Oh,
my actual marriage. My actual wife.
Yeah. Stable rolls.
Right.
I didn't make up how many horses exactly you have for you, Basil. So just don't worry about this one.
Ooh. My squire's horse died.
Oh, lump.
That just means I need a new palfrey. You know what? I'm gonna give Gwagon of Vagon my current charger to ride for now, Odysseus, because I got another charger from Arthur that I haven't ridden yet. So I'm gonna do that switcheroo.
Ooh, so the one my oldest Andalusian dies, which it says I have the notes that they were born in 512, so that's pretty good. That's 10 years of being a war horse. And then the others are fine. And then this year that comes of age are 2 Andalusians and another courser.
Wow.
So then I gifted the Earl with the one that had the white coronet. The second courser I was going to gift to Acewin, just because oftentimes, the winterborn gunnets are hunting. This is a horse that will help you get out of the woods easier, should you find yourself in there.
Fantastic.
And then I'll send my second Andalusian to King Godwin as a Christmas gift.
Nice.
Wow, that's a gift.
And it has a white stripe face marking.
Nice.
Reminder, Andalusians are very, very rare horses. Given only to Round Table Knights directly from Arthur. So you were given a horse transitively, like through Arthur, bred by Orthron. So this is a very, very nice gift.
This is the first Andalusian that has come from Orthron's like trying to get a herd going.
That's
Crap.
a friendship. That's a very promising.
I most
Do you-
definitely send back one of the star four-headed horses.
Yeah. So
Fairy horse for an Andalusian.
This is why we celebrate Christmas.
Yeah.
This is our Yuletide celebration. Awesome.
it's much better than stealing these horses from each other.
Right.
Oh,
Exactly.
you stole
See,
my
this is what I'm
Andalusian.
talking
I
about.
stole your star. It's like the raid of the Magi, is I think is what it's called. Okay. Now we get to do some family roles. And this is where the marriage part comes in.
Oh dear.
So, did you want to proceed to try to do the courting, or would you have called it off? At any
I think we will. Yeah.
Okay.
Godwin will attempt this.
Okay. It will be a series of three roles. Okay. It will be flirting. Courtesy, flirting, and then chaste.
And I think because of the ideal wife card, I don't know if that continues to this, but I have +5 to
Yes,
those.
it definitely would.
Okay.
Yeah. So you
Okay.
don't have flirting though at all. So
I don't.
But you're beginning.
I also do not have courtesy. I just have chaste.
But you also don't have an app penalty to this, which is good. So
Your courtesy was 15 during the feast.
Okay.
Yeah. So you should be rolling basically just a 20, like you can't fail. But if you crit, it's good. So
Okay.
go with just roll a d20. And let's see what it is for courtesy. Okay, cool. That's a success. That adds a +5 to this flirting test. So now your 5 is a 10.
Okay.
With no other modifier. So now you just have to beat a 10. Or 10 or less, I guess I should say. For flirting. And this represents sort of the whole, like, everyone talking is, okay, I fail. All right, okay. That's not the worst thing in the world. All right, that's the result of that's going to get combined with the chase roll that you now roll, which is just your chase skill or passion trait. One of them.
And do I have any modifier to the chase skill now?
No, just straight up a pass. Okay.
Yeah.
Makes sense. The courtship followed all the protocols. There was absolutely no personal connection.
Yeah.
And nothing sexy happened. Like that is Godwin to a T.
Yep. I had a wonderful time in this courting. I don't know about the lady. She may or may not be interested in this.
Well, yeah, let me generate the lady here. All right. Towering with a tattooed physique, with rosy skin, their voices blunt. They are courageous but deceitful. They are loyal to King Arthur, or they're probably loyal to Guinevere a lot. I think the big twist or thing that you get over is that they're rather British Christian.
Oh dear, that is going to be our big butting heads point.
And it's a trait enough to be called out that they're not willing to convert, but they're not asking you to convert either, and they're willing to make this work.
So we'll have a dual religious household.
Yeah,
that's nice.
Yeah, so yeah,
I
and
am.
the fact you come to an agreement about this is probably okay. We can proceed with it being the marriage, but it's very much a what's the French word for political marriage? But it's that May's something. I just read about it in the debutante book. But yeah, like a May's Ali or something like May's Alliance or like House Alliance or whatever. Yeah, it's very much like that.
I am also a huge fan of the Amazonian wife, tiny husband trope. So like the smaller king of Wessex and his towering tattooed Amazonian wife.
Yeah. who like
Yes.
even intimidates your uncle. It's just like, yeah.
I love it. I'm like, yes.
fucking Luisa from Encanto. Like that.
Yeah.
That's what I'm imagining.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Love it. Okay.
And it's a perfect example of like what Godwin believes of, like, we can live together in peace and harmony. We don't have to all be Christian or have to all be Saxon or have to all be pagan or have to all be like British. We can all live together as neighbors and it's okay.
So now you get to have a marriage. Love it. Remind me though, what was her name?
We never gave her a name.
Did we never give her a name? We never gave
Oh
her a
no,
name?
that was the
Yeah, that was the other one.
other sitter. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Then the role is
Ariane with a mustache.
Lady Iger. How do you pronounce? It's your wife. You tell me.
How is it
E-I-G-R.
spelled? E-I-G-R. I think it's Iger.
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 Cool.
It's Iger.
Iger.
It's Welsh. The G is soft.
Mm.
Then yeah, sure. That sounds nicer too. Iger is a prettier
Iger.
name. No offense to any Igers in the chat.
None.
Sorry.
Yes, you're completely driving away our large
Away.
Iger demographic.
They're my
Central
core. They're my core
audience of
subscriber
Igers.
base.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, cool. So the courting goes well. A proposal is struck. But it's very much like everyone's just happy and relieved that you're married, and not so much like happy about, the arrangement. They're just happy that, oh, good, an heir should be on their way. Which
Yeah.
do
About that.
Yeah, exactly. So tell me what happens. Like, do you come to an arrangement with your wife about like you wanting to adopt? Like how do you do this?
I think it would be like a very in-depth conversation on the political ramifications of it, and then also on the fact that Godwin's like, I don't understand that act or why it is attractive to people. I don't know. So I think an adoption is best for us, and hope that she is okay with that. If she is not, then we have something bigger than our religions now between us.
Well, I mean, obviously she lies to you and says it's okay with it, but she hasn't really thought it through
she's
yet.
deceitful.
Yeah, but the answer is that she hasn't really thought it through yet. Didn't really know that was even an option,
Yeah.
So I think that's.
And I'm cool if you want to have sex with other people. That's fine. Like,
Yeah.
I get it. That's something that people do. I don't. But we'll just take those kids. You can have a kid with somebody else.
I think the part she says is okay. Well, framed that way, I think it's like, okay, sure, and she's gonna go along with it and decide and do that. But then also it's like, is he testing me? Like, what is going on? Is this a test?
No, I'm not testing. I can tell. I know what you're thinking. I know this seems crazy. We need babies, and I don't want to make them.
I'm seeing how the flirting failed. I'm seeing how the flirting failed on this one.
Yeah.
I don't want to make the baby, but we need one.
Well, here's Well, you're still gonna have to deal with the wedding night situation of like the priest and people in the room. But we don't have to make it uncomfortable,
dear.
right? But yeah, you're just gonna have to act.
Yeah, we'll get through it.
That's also the priest that doesn't have to be. I don't know, and it's awkward. Marriages suck.
We got one Christian priest, and we've also got a pagan druid there to be double checking everything. So quite an audience.
Yeah.
All that and no.
Welcome to marriages. Medieval marriages, man. Okay. Cool. Childbirth for everyone else, other than we just go directly to household member improvement. This is better than the board game Life.
Easily.
I get a new job as a Okay.
Say Gorthron is home. So,
That game did not age well. It's like the first thing. It's like, oh, and then you buy a house immediately. Oh, come on.
They should make the
oldest
medieval
speaking-
version of the game of life, or like it's a roguelike.
Yeah. It's like, all right, I rolled a 11. I have not brushed my teeth in 12 years.
I died to a tooth infection that spread to my brain. Okay.
Arguably, the winter phase is kind of the game of life for a medieval
It's
setting.
true.
Yeah.
It's true. Okay, we got to do training and practice now?
Yes, training and practice. Training and
Okay.
practice. Yeah, sorry, we are over time. Did not. Yeah.
No worries. Fuck. You know what? Loyalty Lord back at 15, baby.
Hey.
I think this is like wake up call. Like I brought some shame into Arthur's court.
Yeah.
Gotta shape up. Has nothing to do with the extra 15 glory it nets me by raising that. Totally unrelated things.
This was for childbirth because Gorthron is at home most of the year. And accounting for Svetorin's age is I rolled and 8 for childbirth. They come out healthy. And we're going to see if Gorthron can continue his streak of producing fine daughters.
Yep.
You're,
There we go.
you're like the Bennetts.
Yeah. Yeah.
Awesome.
There's going to be, there's going to be Datil's heads everywhere.
Yeah. Well, great for securing alliances.
Yeah. Yes.
A lot of dowries, though.
There's a lot of dowries. Gorthron has got some cash to give away.
Yeah. I'm trying with I've done conspicuous spending like every year, and I still end up making a little bit of money here and there.
Good thing.
Hellid. Yeah, the baby. New baby.
That is the name of one of my PC's wives in my Pendragon play by post.
Hey.
They just had twins. One of them is real and the other is a changeling.
Oh, nice.
So like had twins. They had a baby.
Yeah, and then
got a bonus.
Then the pagan father showed up with an identical baby and was like, we have been blessed in a way that no one is allowed to speak of going forward. Everyone's going to think these are both your kids. Yeah, that PC had a wild year.
Yeah. Okay. We're doing the rest of the training and practices, then calculating glory for the 2-player nights.
Yep. Oh God, I haven't even thought about what I want to raise, but I hit a threshold this year. Living large and being Gorthron gets him like at 14,067 glory.
A big 14K.
I'm catching up. I'm almost exactly 1,000 behind you.
Yeah.
This is I think this is the closest the gap has been in a while.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Yeah.
Lovely.
Yeah, that you're gonna catch up. We'll catch up quick with that chivalry bonus.
Yeah.
Oh shit! Yeah, chivalry bonus is.
And I lost because I bumped.
Oh, it's already
lustful
factored
I
in.
lost a bunch of annual or 16 annual that I usually get. That's all right.
Right.
Annuals, it comes and goes.
Comes and goes. Yeah.
That battle glory.
Yeah.
All right.
All right.
I'm undecided on what I'm going to do my training practice on. I'm thinking about a skill, but I might also raise one of my trades. Same with glory. There's so many choices.
There are a lot of choices. Well, we have between this session, we have till next session and stuff to make a decision. But this will bring the dawn or the sunrise. We're gonna sunset. There we go. Our session of Pendragon today and end the year 522. So next time will be 523 and all the shenanigans that happen on that point. Basil, thank you so much for joining us and played a
Thank
wonderful
you so much for
goblin.
having me.
Yeah,
Nice.
it was a blast. Loved everything you did.
That was a good session.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty good.
Thank you.
The world didn't
It was
fall
really
apart.
great to be able to, be here and be a part of this.
Hell yeah. Awesome. Well, thank you all so much. Any notable things to shout out? Anyone?
All for me is just like we're the light at the end of writing the book tunnel grows ever brighter. So we're in our home stretch on that, which hopefully when we're done you'll know about it. Obviously we won't shut up about it.
Yeah.
So anyway,
Fair enough.
almost.
Yeah.
You can breathe again.
I don't think I share this enough, but what helps me prep, I'm not like, it's just this Arthurian companion book. I had to literally buy the physical copy of it because it doesn't exist as a PDF anywhere. Super helpful if you're GMing Pendragon. It's literally just a companion. It is just a wiki, basically entry correlated by some researcher and just super fan of Pendragon. And so a bunch of references, bunch of links. It's got every like name, place, person that you could ever want to help you collate some ideas and stuff you're looking around. Highly recommend it. All right. Cool. Well, take care, everyone, and we'll see you on the other side. So take care.